Okay. Good morning, good evening, depends on where you are. I'm Irene Wong, a co-owner of a ballroom dance shop, Dancewear Work, and a Pro-Am competitor dancer for 16 years. I'm your host for Everything Ballroom. Our goal is to share the joy and benefit of ballroom dancing and to inspire more people to learn about this fascinating industry. We hope you like what we are doing and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, Everything Ballroom. Okay, today I'm so excited to have one of the young couple to join us live. And they have won so many titles in the ballroom dance world and for such a young age. And I see a lot of people say, oh, I love them. And they're so cute together and they're so beautiful. Okay, I just want to mention a few of their accomplishments, right? They are multiple times a smooth world champions, okay? And UK Open Smooth champions and 5-time US National Smooth Championship and UK Open and World finalists in under 19 ballrooms, right? So they're under 19. So a lot of accomplishments, I just mentioned a few. So we definitely need more young people coming into the ballroom dance world. And I'm so excited to let them to share with us why they're in there and how they do it. And can't wait to talk to them. And let's welcome our guests today, Natalie Jolley and Parley Ford. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. We're super excited.
Yes, yes, yes. Before we start, I can't wait. Can you share with our audience a little bit about yourself? Maybe tell us a little fun fact about something about you that people don't know about.
Hi, so I'm Natalie, and I'm 17 years old. A lot of people think I'm a little bit older just because of how we look as we compete, a lot different with the hair and makeup. I just graduated school, and so high school. So I'm applying for colleges and just dancing, traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
My name's Parley Ford. I'm 18. I was born and raised in Highland, Utah. So I've lived here my entire life. And a little fun fact about me is I've got double jointed fingers in a lot of parts of my body.
Yeah.
So like my fingers can bend backwards.
Oh
my pinky
God.
all the way back, touch the back of my hand.
Oh my
Very flexible.
Yeah.
Super flexible. That's a very good fun fact. How about you, Natalie? Any fun fact about you?
I was born in Hong Kong. A lot of people don't know that. And been dancing pretty much all my life. Can't really think of anything like I don't have double jointed fingers.
That's so good. I grew up in Hong Kong, so we're something in common. So that's just wonderful. We'll talk about that afterwards about Hong Kong. And now, you talked about you have been dancing all your life, but have you always dancing ballroom? And how did you two kids go into ballroom dancing? It's not normal young kids things that I know of.
So I started dancing when I was around 2 years old. In Hong Kong, my mom and her family owns like a dance studio with like performing arts. And so I started there. I kind of grew into dancing and I started ballroom around 5, I think, or 7. And started doing mostly Latin first and then with him smooth and standard.
You are very young to begin with. Great, great,
Yeah.
great.
2 years old.
Okay. I asked Polly first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started in my community, in my elementary school, actually. There was a ballroom program, and the person running it, my family knew, and they needed more boys. So no one in my family had danced before, but they just like asked us, they're like, they need more boys in their elementary program. So I joined it in 5th grade and just kept doing that elementary program all the way till 8th grade was my last year. And then I quit because I found, competitive ballroom dance and joined a studio. And then in 9th grade, I started taking private lessons and practicing more seriously. So I started a little later than Natalie.
Wow, but still very young, right? Because I know that in US, they don't really encourage boys
Yeah.
to dancing, right? So it is good that you did. Any experience of pressure you get from peers and how you persistent in dancing as a boy?
For me, a lot of people were actually quite supportive about it because it was an uncommon thing that people were kind of happy for me to do it, and it wasn't, I guess, some people were thinking it was a little strange and other people wouldn't do it. No one really told me not to do it, and people always supported me in it. So I didn't feel too much a direct backlash. There was a little bit of a feeling in my own mind that's like, this isn't something usual that boys would do my age, and it feels like it's strange because no one else is doing it. But I found a good community of other people who were doing the ballroom dance, and it was nice to kind of make friends with them, and they kind of supported me with it. And so you want to find people who support it, and if they don't support it, you
Ignore.
yeah, exactly.
And that's so wonderful. I hear beep beep sound, not your computer's mine. I think it's good. So one thing that, how about, how you guys become partners? A lot of dancers, especially young girls and young boys, say hard to find partner together. What was your journey to finding each other and build it up and grow with it?
So
And
I
what
think
advice you have for other people?
Yeah, so we were both looking for partners at the time, and one of the dance moms texted us and was like, I know this boy, he's super talented and he's looking for a partner. And so we contacted him and we did an audition, and I think he already had like a standard and Latin partner at the
yeah,
time.
in Utah especially, it's not uncommon for people to have multiple partners for different styles. So it's a little strange coming people
Yes.
outside of Utah. I think it's a little strange, which it is a little bit.
Yeah, so at first we were just smooth partners because I just really wanted to dance with him. He was super talented. And then later on, maybe 2 years after, we started dancing together for standard and Latin as well.
So yeah, it's kind of was a decently long journey.
Yes.
We got really lucky at first because we danced with each other in smooth, and I had separate partners, and then Natalie, she got separate partners, and we didn't know how it would end up for a long time. And just kind of by going through and meeting different personalities, we knew that we would fit better than anyone else. And we kind of found out that this is who we'd like to partner with. And so we danced in all three styles for the last 2 years, I think.
Wonderful. Basically, the idea is say keep trying, right? Even though you you might have multiple ones, and until you find the right one and get the feeling and practice, keep going, and don't give up and get the chemistry together and see how it works. So find the right one.
Exactly. And at a certain time, Natalie, I was her only partner, and I had other partners, but she was still incredibly dedicated, even when probably I don't know if it was hard for her. So like, just keep going. It's very inspirational.
Great. Yes, that the kind of keep going. Sometimes boys always more have more people wanted to dance with. Okay. Sorry, Natalie, that you need to work so much harder to get with Parley, but that is demonstration. It's like keep doing, keep going, and you're gonna find each other eventually. That's wonderful. How about Natalie? You started, you said you start ballroom around 5. So is it because your mom tell you to go ballroom, or what make you want to ballroom? And how, there's so many dancing girls, you can do ballet, you do all kind of jazz and all kind of different things. Why you start from 5 and keep on going with ballroom? What clicked you? What you love about ballroom the most?
So I did a lot of different dance styles, such as ballet and jazz and hip hop, everything tap. And so when I started ballroom, I remember it being 7, but my mom said it was 5 years old. So from what I remember, I started at my aunt's dance studio, actually. She owns a studio called Charisma Dance Studio. And So they started a ballroom program for me actually, because they had ballroom programs for like older kids. I have siblings, so I have an older sister and an older brother, and so they did like dance teams there and ballroom teams. And I would always just like sit in the back of the class and like watch everyone around me. And so I would like really want to do it. And then she started this class for me, and from then on, I kind of just loved it, fell in love with it, and then around 12 years old, I stopped doing ballet and jazz and I focused on ballroom. And I think I partnered with you when I was 13. So I always tried to find partners, but none of them really stayed, I guess. Like none of them clicked. And so I just kept looking for partners until I found Parley.
Wow, that's so inspiring. So, because I have a friend's daughter, she's right in the moment is that can't find partners. She really loved dancing. And what you have experienced, I hope inspire more girls to continue. When this heart is right, you like the ballroom dancing. Can you explain a little bit deeper of, you said you really love it and you actually give up, ballet and the jazz and then go ballroom. Why? Maybe you can get some of the experience to similar people, girls like you have been in ballet, jazz, and at least open their minds about ballroom because a lot of girls don't even think about ballroom is an options, right?
Yeah, so I just felt very inspired. And when I did it, I felt very different than other girls, I guess. I felt like I could express myself and be confident and really get myself out there, I guess.
So
Just,
see, yeah, I noticed both of you say one thing that ballrooms that give you guys is that you feel different. You
yeah,
feel, you know, different, right? And then you actually motivate you to continue to do it. It's a way to make you guys feel stronger and differently. So is that what you find ballroom give you guys?
yeah, it's very different. It feels, um, so when I did ballet and jazz and stuff, I was always on a team. And so we'd always work together as a team. But when I went into ballroom, it felt like I could really find my own character and just find different things I can do with myself instead of um, like not individually, I guess.
How about you, Paul?
Yeah, I 100% agree. The beautiful thing about ballroom dance, especially individuals, is that it all depends just on your partnership. How many hours you spend in the studio, how much time you put into it, and that's how your success is going to come. It's not dependent on like a sports team, it's everyone on the team. In ballet, I imagine it's the whole show coming together, correct? In ballroom, you can really see your progression just as a couple. And so you can, depending on how hard you want to go for it and how much effort you want to put into it, it really, the outcome shows. And that gives me a lot of confidence because we put a lot of time into it. And it's definitely like helped me build my confidence in my ability to be able to do something great, which I
One
think
of, yeah. Yeah, so that's a great thing. So when you're thinking about, two of you together, right? I talked to some of the moms, right? So individual, confidence and grow faster is one big thing. But also I understand that because of partnership, communication in a partnership also is another learning from the ballroom dancing. A lot of people didn't understand that as well. So even though it's a not team sport, but learning how to communicate between
yeah.
you, can you share a little bit about that too?
Yeah, so definitely sometimes there's some a little bit of conflict, like arguing during practices, maybe a little bit, which I think is a common thing. We have to kind of work through that and find ways to find the middle ground between us and decide which way we want to do a certain step or which step we want to do. Or even at competitions when it's very high stress, we still have to find ways to make sure we stay calm and stay collected to work together. Yeah, many a times there has been moments of like stress, and I think the best way that we find to work through that is to basically think positively. One.
Yes, we always have to remember that we're a team and that we just have to do everything in our power to like make us successful and
Mhm.
work as a team.
Yeah, definitely we
So
need to. Yeah.
Right. So it's still a team work.
Yes.
I want to articulate this, but it's just a tighter team and more dedicated team, right? So it has individuality, but also have a team experience from this
Yeah.
journey. Great. So it's you guys are students, right? And you guys compete so much. And how to manage your time, schoolwork, training. How do you train yourself in all of this, right?
Yeah. So definitely one, stay on top of things and talk with your teachers and like people in your classes. I was incredibly lucky. I had a twin brother who went to the same high school as me. And so, having someone you can always talk to, it's basically like a best friend. And so if you miss something in schoolwork, he can help me. And so I had to keep staying on top of the things, even while we travel to like different states, to Florida, to the East Coast. We need to make sure that I was doing homework sometimes late nights and like while we're doing traveling. There's actually a lot of time while you're traveling to do the homework to get it done, but it takes a certain amount of
Discipline.
100%. And
So
so
it,
take to those.
right. So it seems like time management disciplines also very, very important and supportive,
Yeah,
family.
support. Yes,
The support is also seems like to me is very, very important. Don't underestimate that, right? So I
100%.
know Natalie, you have your mom always there helping you, and then Parley, you have your brother there to help you. So I'm sure the community of dancers, cheering, the family cheering, also, a big part of it as
Yes.
well. So I
Helps.
know that you guys are good student as well. So that is also for moms and kids over there. So dancing, even though compete, it helps all that personality training, teamworks and individuality, all that together is such a good sport. I wish more school have this sport
Definitely.
in the community. So one thing that me and my friends talked about is about training, and I compete, and then with my friend we do pro am, not as pro is a little bit more difficult for you guys. Standing spin, your standing spin, so amazing. Hey, how do you do that? What's your practice? Who are your coach on that? And what's your tips and practice on the standing spin?
Yeah, so we started doing the standing spin when we were junior two. We watched it on YouTube from Travis and Jamie Tuft, and so we were like, this is so cool, and so we should try it. And so we tried it first with one hand, and then later on we let go. It was definitely a process, and we had to really trust ourselves and trust each other, definitely.
It was about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, right? Of two hands, and then we got to the second stage. So it doesn't happen.
Like a couple months, like
Couple
2 months,
months?
3 months, yeah.
I thought it was longer. Well,
That's okay.
anyways, it wasn't immediately like letting go. There was kind of stages to it and getting used to each step of the spin. And
So do you have a coach? Who's your coach?
David and Natalie Schultz and Kyle and Ali Spinder for Smooth. But we actually did this on our own because
yeah,
we just wanted to practice, and we just want to try new things.
yeah.
Always,
When we saw the spin, it was like really, really cool.
we
And
just
so
tried it in our practice and
yeah,
practiced a lot.
we kind of
Basically,
figured our own way of doing it.
So you watch a video. What I heard is that Travis and Jamie's the standing spin or whatever, that you find who you like, and then
Yes.
learn from that detail, and then practice and practice and practice, basically.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's about practice, not only about the coach. It's about
Yeah.
you working together. So this is good. So any tips of also, becoming champions? What is your tips?
I think just competing a lot. Competing helps you improve and helps you see your flaws, and just gaining that experience over time and learning from your mistakes for sure. Lots of practice, communication is key.
Only, in my opinion, you should only blame yourself. In ballroom, there's a a lot of people blame like
Politics.
judges, politics, the competitors, the floor on that day. If something doesn't go right at a competition, I think you can only blame yourself because that's really all you had control of. So I think if like you're expecting to get first and you get second at a competition, just say to yourself, that's okay. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna practice, and I'll come back even stronger. That's the mentality we always have when we get second or something happens that we don't want to happen. We can always come back and do better next time. It's a bad idea to just keep playing the blame game and blaming the judges, other competitors. You can't do that. You need to you put the responsibility on yourself, so you practice more and you improve yourself and your dancing, and eventually you will become a champion, is what I'm trying to say.
Whoa, from a young kid, that is unbelievable, right? It took a long time for us to understand that easy to blame others, easy to blame this and that. I can see the world is full of that today. But what coming from you, that's a champion mentality right there, right? You can only fix yourself. You can only improve yourself no matter what environment you are in. So you become better, and then you do so good, whatever politics behind you, right? So that you can be a champion, with that attitude.
Exactly. That's the most important. And a lot of practice.
Because you know it's you, right? You focus on getting better through the practice, whatever you need to do to get better. So, wow. I mean, that is such a mature thinking coming from a teenager. I'm still in the teen. It's amazing. So you guys will go far. You guys will go far, whatever you choose to do, because of this attitude. And I believe winner is attitude. It's
exactly
your mindset and attitude. You already tell us what it takes to be keep doing, not talking, right? Practice the doing.
And
not bringing other people, do, then talk. Great. Amazing. Wow, I am so impressed with this. Is what you have answered with the young age of you.
You definitely want to be yourself as well. A lot of people, I think, especially if you're competitors, you don't want to try and copy them. Like if you copy them, you can't do something better than they already do it. So if you want to beat someone who's already ahead of you, you kind of need to make your own craft a lot better. Not trying to copy theirs is another thing that I've learned.
Wow. Good tips.
Yeah.
Insightful. What else? Anything else? That's good.
Yeah.
Keep being dedicated. Keep working on your craft and find yourself. Really try to improve yourself and don't blame other people.
That's great. How do you see, now you become a champion for multiple years, right? How do you see yourself, differently after winning, or how other people reacted differently after winning? What is your thought on that?
We never really expect any any wins or anything. We try to do our best every single time, and if someone gives us advice, like, we try to be humble and we work on things, and we never really expect anything at a competition.
Yeah, the mentality hasn't really changed from beginning to end. It's always trying to improve, whether we win or lose. But something now, after we become the champion, we know a lot of people kind of look to us as, the best dancers, right? So there's a lot of people who are kind of looking to be inspired by us and maybe trying to emulate how we dance. And so it's kind of a sweet thing to realize how we can be an influence in other people's lives. And we just want to keep being a positive, good, person that people can look to. And so we're trying to keep that going.
It's so amazing. You are already an inspiration for so many young generation. That's why I trying to, say your mindset, you can help touch a lot of people's life, and you can do a lot of good. I'm so proud of you guys, to be honest. The more I talk to you, the more I'm impressed. Very good, the champion on that. So before we pass to the audience to ask a question, one last thing and say, what will you tell the audience or young kids or watching you right now?
For me, I think for young kids, if you find and you try out dance and you like it, at least a little bit, and you want to give more time, put all your time into something. Like, don't feel like you don't want to just do it halfway and save your other time for other things. If you find that you really like it, don't be afraid to spend all your time at the studio. It's okay if other people think it's weird, other things. If you like it, go for it 100%, especially now. Like, you're living at home, you've got a lot of easiness. For a lot of adults, can have some excuses and other things, but right now there's no excuses, and so you can just commit your time, and you have very low responsibility in other places in your life. So I think just go for it 100% if you like it. Only if you love it. Don't force yourself to do something as well.
Yes, for me, I would say every single practice, dance like it's the last time you dance, or dance like it's the world championships, right? So don't give it halfway, just give it everything and dance your very best every time, and that is how you will improve.
Whoa. Thank you so much, for young kids. And I cannot say you're young kid anymore. You're so mature. Your mindset is more mature than many of the adults. So I kudos for you guys. And I don't see anyone on the live and raise hands. And that's conclude our interview. And thank you so much. And I hope we'll have more time in a few years. And then when you are better, and then we continue and hear your journey and listen to your stories again. Okay.
Yes. Thank you so
much. So thank you for joining us today. And next week of December 15, Friday, 11 a.m., we will have another line interview with Amber Hayter. She also is a pro-am dancer, champion in rhythm in B. So hopefully you will join. And I hope you love what we are doing. And if you do, give us a thumbs up and follow our channel, Everything Ballroom, and share with other people if you think that's helpful. Thank you so much.